Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing great. So let's see if we'll be able to start the show now with all the annoying tantrums that Instagram has been throwing tonight. This has never happened. And by fire, by force, we will do this thing today. Oh my God. So I'm using a different phone now. I'm hoping that this works this time around. Um, Dupe, I still can't see you. Who's online? I don't know. Go. Accepted. Dupe, are you saying?
Finally, can you see me, Bimbola? Finally,
Ah,
finally, yeah.
ṣóògùn láyé ni.
I think it has to do. It's either your phone or your network, because I'm trying to join you on my two different phones.
My own network compared to Niger network. I have
No,
nothing to say. Absolutely no comments.
But you know, it's either your phone or your network. Others two were not able to join. So let's go to the business of the day.
So which what's it called? Account are you using to?
I think that's
Were you
I'm using to control.
you
I think
go?
that's yeah. I think it's my personal account, but let me send
Okay.
out a head over app. I'll just try to send a request on head over app. If you're able to accept it, then. But let's just continue from there in case
Oh
you're not
God.
able to.
Kí ló dé? It didn't be like okay, you sent me a request. Okay, let me
Can you
see.
accept that?
Hope it will accept now. Because I don't even just
But
understand.
this is your next step because the two accepted at the same time. Okay, so let me log out of here
Wait,
so that we can
so
use
I can't see that one yet though. We are supposed to be three on the screen right now. Why did you log out though? Come out to be handicap. Come out to be handicap.
no, don't worry, you can't see it. Don't bother. Let's just stay here. Let's just stay here. So let's just stay here. Since it's not connecting.
Finally. Hello,
Yeah.
Gypsy. How you doing?
How are you? So good to see your face this evening.
Yeah, same here. It's good to see your face. Báwo ni? Ṣé gbogbo ẹ̀ ń lọ déédéé? But I'm not your last speaking audience. I'm asking how
Don't
she's
start
doing
all
in our
this.
eh?
We are not family on this live video. So don't on this live video. So don't start all these family discussion here.
Excuse me, they need to know first of all how you are. Are you high? Because no one sọ fún ẹ. See, ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ló tún fẹ́ gbé wá síta yìí ń sìn now. Eh?
Don't
You see,
start that. Let's be more
and I
professional.
tell you that I'm a senior sister, even though it's my few months. Oh my God. This is a mess. Dude. It's just a mess. Honestly, you're so annoying. But guys, this is Dupe Ojo. We're actually first cousins, and we didn't meet until 30 years after both of our existence, and it was
Yeah,
quite
that's
quite a funny thing. But you know how you meet
I
people,
tell this story online. Bibola
regardless
is
of whether you're
story.
family or not, regardless of whether you're family or not, you just gel, and then you share values, you share the same values and all of that. So beyond air business and all of those things that we want to talk about today, she's someone that I really have a lot of respect for, because she walks the talk. You understand? So it's one thing for you to have business, it's one thing for you to
Bibola,
have this and that. Yeah, you should be blushing. But they need to understand the reason why I felt that, you could, I could bring you to talk to my audience. You understand? Because anybody that I bring on this platform, I know that they know their onions and they are doing great in their field. You understand? So basically, tonight we're talking about, starting and scaling a thriving air business in Nigeria. But beyond that, the undertone on women empowerment. It's all about feminine leadership. It's all about clarity. It's all about becoming the best version of yourself. So it's one thing for you to be doing a business. It's another thing for you to actually know whether you're actually fulfilling purpose or you're just, occupying space. So those are the things that we're going to talk about beyond her business. So Dupe, are you ready for this ride?
yes, please. I'm with you, Bibola.
Okay, so tell us about yourself. Let people get to know you, your early years, education, background, whatnot.
Oh, okay. I was going to say you already know everything about me. All right, my name is Dupe Ojo. What else do you want to know about me? My early years. I'm a graduate of biochemistry. I studied biochemistry. Funny enough, Bibola studied microbiology. So maybe we'll say it runs in the blood. Okay, so yeah, my name is Dupe Ojo. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm married with two beautiful kids. I'm married to engineer Hayo Ojo, and I'm blessed with two beautiful kids. My values: I love people knowing what they want out of life. Yeah, I love people knowing purpose. What else do you want to know, Bimbola? Or what else
Um,
does your audience want?
what makes you kick now? Like, what drives you? Who is Dupe Ojo? You understand? What are you passionate about? Like, what are those things? Like, okay, let me even go with, okay, why did you leave paid employment to go and start hair business? Hair business. Yeah, because
Okay, so basically,
I'm sure like the people must have
I
thought you crazy. Like, why will you leave? In a Nigerian climate where you have salary coming to you steady, but you chose to leave that. Do you understand?
when you
You
work in a
understand?
very
So
good
yeah,
you feel
I can't. I
okay. So yeah,
can't get you.
I tell a lot of people when you work in a paid employment, you are building people's empire for them. But when
Mm,
you work for yourself, you are gradually building your own empire. That doesn't mean that every one of us will work for ourselves. No, we don't necessarily have to work for ourselves. But at the same time, if you know what you want, and so the first thing is knowing your purpose.
mm,
If you know your purpose, irrespective of whatever anybody might see in your society, especially in a country like Nigeria where business is not easy to strive, you will know exactly what you want and you will go for it.
mm,
And it's all about fulfilling purpose. Where do you find your fulfillment goes a long way. You might be in
mm,
paid employment for 30, 35 years and you won't find your fulfillment. So even apart
mm,
from monetary aspects, you have to consider the fact that you need to fulfill
mm,
purpose. So for
mm,
me, so it's not very difficult going into business because I've always wanted to. That is one, and it's not like I'm not still in the career world.
okay.
I'm still there. So it's just juggling to this together, and it has been very fantastic. And basically,
Mm,
it's all about knowing that I want to build my empire for myself.
mm,
The big
mm,
names, the big stores, the big businessmen started from somewhere. Everybody's
yeah,
talking about Dangote. We all know Dangote story. It started from somewhere. I'm not
yeah,
saying everybody has to start from somewhere. There are some people that are being paid in employment for the rest of their days. Maybe that is how they are wired. Maybe that is what they
yeah.
wanted.
True.
For me, and I'm sure that can bear me witness it. Our family, you have to do better. You can't just You know, paid employment will make you feel extremely relaxed. But you know, for
Yeah.
our family, they are like BSO girls. We like
No.
money. And there is no amount of money that you can be paid, even if you are earning in 6-8 digits. You will never be wealthy or
Never wealthy.
so. I
Never.
think a lot of people that paid employment just give you sustainability. No matter how big you are, I'm talking about directors of industries. I resigned as a manager, as a brand manager, but still, that doesn't mean what I'm earning is where I want to be. Salary
Yeah.
will always be salary. Wages will always be wages. So apparently you can't be in control of your wealth. You will only be
At
in
all.
control of what you are paid. I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
that someone like you can spend 10 years in banking and resign. Not because you were not being paid either, but because you understand value,
Got promotion that the moment that when I resigned, so that
you know. But people will not
was
understand. So when they see you leave, they'll be like, why would you leave banking when some people are looking for a job? But my dear sister, is that where you really want to be? Is that where you're finding your fulfillment? Is that where you're finding your purpose? So all of these things matters. So that is why I find myself in business.
okay. So I'm just wondering, what was the breaking point for you? Like, what was there something significant that happened that made you decide, like, okay, it's time to go after purpose. I don't want this anymore. Was there
Okay.
a significant event that occurred?
Okay, so basically for me there was no event, to be quite honest. But my major push was my husband. My husband will tell you, if you really want to do something, and you're so convinced within your spirit that you want to do it, just pray about it. Because we're from a Christian home, so we believe so much in the power of prayers. Pray about it and go for it. And you see yourself achieving more than what you expected or what you think you can achieve. So for me, it's not like anything happened. It's not like there was any breakout or anything. No. But I just realized within me that, yeah, it was time. One. Secondly, I love wearing very good hair. So I realized that this is what I love doing over time. When I see a lady, the first assessment of you is your hair. As long as your hair is not sitting pretty, nothing makes sense to me again. Even if you are wearing the 1 million naira clothes, it shouldn't make any sense to me. But I feel that for me to show me a Me Too man, your hair has to be properly addressed, like has to be very neat. You have to be well detailed with your hair. So I realized it was my passion. And there is nothing as good as you going for what you love. Even when things are
Yeah.
not going well, you will still find this maintenance, you will still find the strength to continue because it's your
Yeah.
passion. Most of us that we find ourselves in the corporate industry, we're there because we want to earn money. That is why someone like me can go and work in the media world, even as a biochemist. That is why someone like you can work in the banking industry as a microbiologist.
Yeah.
It is not because we're finding purpose. It is because at that is what is available. And you know, there's this saying
Exactly.
that when the best is not available, the available becomes the best.
Ah,
So for me,
right.
there was no major breakout. I just realized it was time.
It was just time.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's insightful. So I think, from what you said, it's obvious that you had support,
No,
from to be able
definitely, yeah.
to make that move, to make that kind of move.
Yeah,
So because
it's actually corporate work, so it makes sense for me.
because I'm just wondering, is it doable to do this, to make that kind of move without support? Because somebody might be watching it and saying that I really want to do it, but my husband is not supporting, or family is saying this, friends are saying that.
But come to think of it, for me, I have one philosophy of life. When I want to do anything, the only opinion that counts, firstly, is what God is saying about it. Secondly, is what my spouse is saying about it. Every other person's opinion, family, whatever, does not count. I am sorry. You know, in some cases, they will tell you, yeah, family count, this count. But for me, because when the chips are down, the
Yeah,
only person I'll be left with is my husband, not even my parents.
yeah,
Most times,
yeah,
our parents to know some certain things, then we're going through them. Am I right? You'd be like,
yeah,
I don't want to stress my mom. Oh, I don't want daddy to get worried over me. So apparently, the only person that you'll be left with is your spouse. So the only person you are supposed to put into consideration here, I feel, is your spouse. So
and as support is coming from there, you're good
yeah,
to
so
go.
it's very,
What
very
about
important. I'm
somebody
just
that is not married, that doesn't have spouse too, and they are not married, and they have
even if you have
mommy and daddy and siblings, they're
yeah,
saying no.
even if you have spouse, I tell a lot of people, anything you want to do in life, planning is very important.
You said?
If you have anything you want to do in life, planning is very, very important. If you are not planning, if you are not planning well, or if you don't plan, you are planning to you will fail. But by the time you plan, you realize that you will see things working for you. Truthfully speaking, it is not everything that we plan that comes to pass. We don't get everything so easy. Yeah, but
Yeah.
still, comes to some certain things about life. We need to understand that planning is key. We need to plan
That's
ourselves.
true.
You want to go into business. You're not planning. You're not doing anything. God will not come down from heaven and help you. That is where we make a lot of mistakes. Like I tell a lot of people, your house of school, you are trying to seek for employment, and you're not sending out your CVs. You're taking your CV to church. God is not a magician. God is not a magician.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
even if you're still trying to go into business, take your time, plan very well, do your feasibility studies, be sure that it is the right business for you. Be sure that you have the right connection for the business you are about to start. It's not just about saying, oh, my parents are telling me go ahead and I want to start. What check.
You chop cane.
So
Wow.
it's
Wow.
you planning yourself. Is it the right business for me? Do I have the right source to get my products? So these are things you need to put into consideration before coming out to job and say I'm going into business.
Does training count?
Yes, a whole lot. Yes, very, very, very well. Vimola, do you know that I have to go and learn about hair?
Wow.
And the girl that was learning for when I started learning does not even know who I am. So there was a time I went there and she said, you people that have come to learn, you better learn well so that you'll be able to buy beds. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And I didn't show as if I was coming to that class with a higher bench than what she had. Do you understand? Because I knew that, yeah, I'm here to learn. So if I had made her understand that the Benz they are even driving is not, apparently maybe I won't learn. So you have to bring yourself down. You have to be very, very calm and know that, yes, I want to learn. It's not like if I want to get anything from you. If I'm arrogant about it, will you give me? So that's another thing that's very,
So yeah. So you have to stoop to conquer.
yes.
That's very insightful. Very, very insightful. So, what is the easiest way that one can start a luxury air business in Nigeria? Because you mentioned something while you were talking that you need to have the right connection. You mentioned something like that. You need to know the right people before
But
you
like
can say you need to do.
you have to pay for all this. You really have to pay. But like I can see you online. How are you doing? You have to pay. Okay, so basically, yeah, for you to start a luxury hair business, was that the question?
Yeah, for you to start, yeah. Because you mentioned something very important about having the right connection, and I want you to just shed some light on that.
See, I tell a lot of people when you want to start any business, the first thing is to know the rudiments of the business. There is not a amount of words that I can say here today. I really have to be honest and be very factual. That is enough for you to go into hair business. Unless the first thing
Of
is
course.
look out for vendors that are doing well. Look out for vendors that are willing to let you know more about the business. And trust me, they'll put you through. It's not a day thing. But as a matter of fact, you realize that 5 years into the business, you are still learning. Yes. 5 years into the business, you are still learning. Don't forget that things keep evolving on a daily basis. There are all the time in a long closure like this. Do you understand? There was a time everything was just the regular closure and frontal. But right now it's not like that again. So you realize that you keep learning.
Yeah.
So the first thing you need to identify yourself, know that I want to go into this business, then reach out to the right person.
Wow.
Reach out to me. I teach a lot of people. I tell them how to go about it. It doesn't take me anything. We don't have the same customer base. Your friends are not my friends.
Yeah.
So I don't share the mentality of holding on to something and not letting it go. No, it is good for us to. It is a very good one for us to build the younger generation coming because it will help them. So,
yeah, very, very, very important.
yeah.
So what are the red flags for someone starting off to note in this business? Because I've heard lots of stories about people bringing in stuff and it ends up being fake. You get like the countries that they are bringing the stuff from, and knowing the kind of manufacturers or vendors or supplier, like what kind of red flags should you look out for if you're going to just something that's one kind, because somebody might be about to make that mistake right now and
Yeah.
able to know that.
Me, the first thing is this: there are some people that doesn't understand that importation is not for everybody. Remember, like you have to be strong to be an importer in Nigeria.
I do say so.
Thank you. It's not even about the dollar rate or anything now. Take for instance, you're importing hair from Vietnam and you don't have the right contacts. I tell a lot of people, Chinese people are the most dubious people in the world, but we don't know. They are the difficult set of people to deal with, but we don't know. So imagine you're importing and you don't have the right contacts. So the first thing you need to look out for is getting the right contacts of the manufacturing company. And that also depends on your capital. I tell a lot of people, hair business is very capital intensive. You can go to a store.
What's the minimum start off?
It depends. It depends on how you want to start up. If you are starting up from the four corner of your room, you can buy a hair of 2 million naira and start telling people I'm selling hair. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And if you really want to start, you can buy 20 million naira and it will not even show that you have started a business.
Wow.
So it all depends on how you start. Yes. But hair business is very, very capital intensive. Take for instance, Bimbola is at 2-3 years ago. I can remember how much you bought your hair from. So imagine you bought your hair for almost 200K. That was when dollar was barely 500 or so.
Yeah.
How much you buy a hair now? And come to think of it, Bimbola, if you are buying, okay, imagine the hair you bought 200K like 3 years ago. Apparently, if you buy it now, you buy it like 600 or 700K. Am I right?
Yeah.
And you know the way, no matter what, it's not possible for the person to make 100K from 600K hair. So that means 2 billion naira will only buy 4 or 5 pieces of those hair. So is that enough to stock up a store? So I tell a lot of people there are different ways to make it. I have a friend that's told me before that she's able to start a business by doing job shipping. Do you understand? Because she realized that the capital that the business needs is not what she can afford at that time.
Yeah.
So that was
what's the point tying capital down when you can leverage opportunities?
You have 2 million naira. Somebody is asking you to come and buy contacts, and the person is selling the contacts for you maybe at 200,000 naira. What do you want to use 1.8 to import to Nigeria? Apparently, no manufacturer will even sell to you. So you'll be talking to all those middlemen at the end of the day, you won't be making so much profit.
Yeah.
A lot of people. So why not patronize? Why not patronize big vendors that has sales group that will give you very, very good rates, and by the time you grow, you can now start importing, which is very, very simple. At the end of the day, you will still make money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So why?
So are you one of those vendors
You
that
have
people can join their wholesale group?
exactly.
Incredible. Wow.
Yeah.
So people are always talking about there's money in every business, but then before you can start it, you also need to carry.
It's easy for people to say there is money in hair business. You don't know.
Mm.
You know why? It's
Why?
easy for them to say there is money in hair business, but the truth is, how will I put it now? Hair business is also capital intensive. Let me give you an example. Sometimes if I just want to play around, I'll be like, do you know if you come into my store, if what I have in my store is used to stock up clothes. If I was doing a clothing business, as a matter of fact, my store will not contain the clothes. There won't be enough space.
Hmm.
Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
So it's actually very, very, very capital intensive. If you buy a 20 million naira hair, people it will be in just a sack, not a big bag.
Just a sack, 20 million naira.
Yes, you can ask big vendors.
That's crazy. That's really
Very,
crazy.
very,
Hmm.
very, very.
So what advice will you give to someone that feels like their hair business is still small and they are trying to scale it? How can they move to the next level of that business?
I tell a lot of people, first thing is, be sure that you have a good product. When it comes to hair, I tell a lot of people that it's your products that will sell you. When it comes to hair business, it is your product that will sell you. If you sell very good hair, you realize that a whole lot of people will patronize you. How, to the glory of God, how I build my customers base, I can't explain it. You just realize that one person will refer you to another person, another person will refer you to another person, another person will refer you to another person. To your high, that is how it is. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So what I'll
Yeah.
tell you, the first thing for you to watch out for is your product. Another thing is, you're trying to strive, you want to be a better person, or you want to do the business well, be very prudent. Prudence helps a lot in business. People like my cousin, but if you come to my store today, you want to buy hair, you will pay. It's not because I'm a difficult person. I've told her to use several now, so you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So it's not because I'm a difficult cousin or because I don't love you. No, it's because this is my business.
First now. Business first.
Yes,
Business first. That's nothing to
yes,
do
and I
with
just
it.
yeah.
And
Thank you,
that's saying
Brian.
family, when families and friends pay, the business would grow. It's when
Exactly.
families
So
and
you
friends
need to
to
have that
pay, that's when you keep the
part.
business.
Yes, I have to be very disciplined. So you can imagine that if my husband buys hair for me, I'll collect money.
Yes, no. Why would you collect money? My
You
husband,
get and
my husband is buying jacket. You pay for
you
jackets
know
now. I want to pay for jacket.
you
Uh-uh.
get.
Hey, my friend is doing birthday. Let's give them jacket.
You know,
You pay now. I might
and
give
you realize okay, that's
you discount for you to pay.
why you can be in the UK and you're still doing that business. That's the truth.
It's business now. Business is business. It has
Some people
nothing to
just
do.
understand those two things. Your product is very important. You have to be sure that you're selling a very good product. Secondly, you have to be. Let me say, I don't want to use a very bad word. Let me say you have to be very strong-willed. Yes, I think I find the right word. You have to be strong-willed. You have to be sure. Okay, yeah, this is what I am selling. You understand? So people who already know you for real, they will understand that when it comes to business, she doesn't joke with it. So they will not even come and take it with levity. They won't handle your business with levity. Like the Yorubas will say, to bash a brain coin, as in,
Yeah.
to bash a brain coin.
Only back to the back way.
Exactly. So that is how they will treat your business too.
Yeah. So from what you just said, it just shows the fact that if you want to scale your business, your air business, you can't continue to do Miss Nice Girl.
No, you can't.
You
But the first
cannot
thing is
continue to pick things from you on credits.
yeah.
But that picks from your business should pay, and as it should be for every other business also. So if anybody wants to buy, even if they want to pick on credits, you should have a proper credit system that ensures that people pay you up.
Nigeria
But
now credit does not.
don't allow people to just pick your products anyhow, and that's the only way you can actually grow. So if you have good products and they want it, they should pay for it. Not that you have good product and then they turn you to Mother Christmas.
You
It doesn't work.
know, and at the end of the same set of people will still come and say you are not doing well in business.
Exactly. Exactly. They're the same people that will say you're not doing well in business. That's very insightful. So,
Thank you.
so what's the biggest challenge that you have faced, in running your air business?
My biggest challenges.
Sorry?
I think that was when I first started.
Okay.
That was when I started like 5 years ago. I only had one or two contacts, and it was difficult to get other contact because a lot of people does not even want you to do well in business.
Oh.
So they keep telling you, oh, we don't have this contact. We don't have this. And you see them selling the particular hair you want to sell.
Hmm. Hmm.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it was a very big challenge. But year in,
Someone is
year out.
asking the question.
Sorry?
Someone is
Say that again.
asking the question. What's your take about those selling China contacts?
I really don't like to talk about that, but let me just clear it. I tell a lot of people, it depends on the contact you are buying. See, let me make a lot of people understand. Most people that travels to China to buy hair and buy gifts, they are not buying from the manufacturer. They are just buying from the market. So people need to understand. Manufacturer don't do production in small scale. We all understand that. So when people is coming to you to tell you that I want to sell contacts, and you yourself, you know deep inside of you that this business I'm about to start, what I have is just 2 million naira. And somebody is asking you to come and pay 200,000 naira for contact. Does it make sense? So you don't need anybody to tell you buy or sell. For me, I don't have an issue with anybody selling contact. I have an issue with people that are not truthful with themselves. Okay, so somebody is asking you, come and buy manufacturer's contact. Do you have 50 million naira to send to manufacturer? Do you have hundreds of millions to buy? So why not go to, like, take for instance, maybe you are buying children clothes. Why not go to people that brings in containers and buy for them the no sales?
I'm buying Naira.
Sell than buying China contacts that you know that no matter what, it is difficult for you to patronize the manufacturer. And funny enough, a lot of people that even come back and give you all these contacts, they are not even giving you manufacturer's contacts. That is why you see some people, they will tell you that what I bought in China is the same price in Lagos Island. Because in Lagos Island, you see some big women that will go to China and bring in big containers. Look at all this jewelry they sell, all these slippers, all these shoes. So you now went to buy in small quantity. What do you think they will give you? In some cases, I saw a woman on Instagram recently, I don't know if you see it, that she said she ordered for bags in China and they gave her rubbish. What they sent her was not what she ordered for. So basically, you need to consider all these risks. Are you willing to take that risk? That is another thing. For hair business, have you got into that level that you can start, how will I say, have you got into that level that you can proudly say, okay, yes, at this point, I can, how will I use it now? I can order abroad. Have you got into that? I tell a lot of people, see, the worst thing you can do to yourself is to deceive yourself. You can't anybody around you. But when it comes to all these things, you have to be very truthful to yourself. So what is your capital before you go and buy China contacts? How much do you have to start the business before you go ahead and buy China contacts? So these are things you need to consider. So for me, I don't have an issue with people selling China contacts. I have an issue with people that are buying. I don't know, does that
because they might not need it at that level where they are starting off.
Exactly. If you are just starting off. And besides, what makes you even think the China contract you are buying is a useful one for you? What makes you think you are buying the manufacturer's contact, or you are even buying a retailer's contact like you?
Exactly. So in all you're doing is just have to apply wisdom. In all you're doing, just have to apply wisdom.
I say now you get understanding. So you need to understand very well.
Yeah. That makes a whole lot of sense. Because why, if you're not ready, if you're not that big, we don't have like 1 billion naira. I just want to, you just feel like, oh, I have this 1 billion naira somewhere, and I want to see how the air business will go. You just want to splurge. As long as you're not ready to splurge, why are you wasting money buying China contacts of maybe 200K?
That's
I think contacts, if there's a big problem with it.
So people need to understand that part. So please,
because what I'm
understand.
If you have built your business to a very reasonable extent, somehow
so you can
walk the journey, you would already have an idea of where you should get your products. So at that level, you don't even need the contact.
Exactly. So I tell a lot of people, so you just have to be true to yourself. That's the important thing. Be true to yourself. Be sure that you are doing the right thing. Then you are there.
Yeah. Wow, that was insightful. So just want to touch, I think we've sort of covered the basics of air business and all of that. And now, this is predominantly a women dominated industry, except for this particular guy that I usually see at Lagos Island. I used to wear wig. I don't know if you've ever come across him. He has this very big air store at Lagos Island, Isaleko. I don't know if you've ever
Well, you and I know that I don't like going, so don't bother.
Wow, but the guy is an Igbo guy. The guy is phenomenal. So you will see him in front. His shop, his store is literally big. He sells from synthetic to human hair, all the entire range. Because it is a very massive store. So you see him in front of his store wearing his wig, and he'll be dancing and singing, calling attention to himself. So all this one that you people even dance on Instagram and do, people have been doing it since. Live show. So there is no way that you pass as a woman, that you pass and you see a man wearing wig and you're like, what's going on here? Let me know, what are they selling here?
It's just the way
so I know it's predominantly, because that's the only man that I think I've seen that sells air products, that sells all this stuff, but it's predominantly a female dominated industry. So while we're talking about women empowerment, women entrepreneurs and all of the whatnot, what words of encouragement do you have for women out there struggling to have their own money, struggling to make their own money? They feel stranded. They just feel like, okay, you guys are talking about hair business, I don't even know where to start from. I don't even have capital. Nobody is there to help me, or maybe the husband is not even responding. Like, what words of encouragement do you have to tell me? What do you have to tell them that they can do?
Okay, so I tell a lot of younger generation and mates. I tell them something. The worst thing you can do to yourself is not starting at all. The worst thing you can do to yourself, I'll repeat myself, is not starting at all. And the best thing you can do to yourself is to start something. When they talk about there is no job, there is no this, there is no that, I tell a lot of people, there might not be jobs in Nigeria, but you can get something doing for yourself.
Yeah.
I just mentioned earlier, I told you that I have a friend. She's a very big vendor now. She started her business with going to a co-market to take pictures of clothes. She will post on her Instagram page. When people buy, she has dropped her nylon. She did her own nylon. She has dropped her nylon with those vendors. And she will tell them, please help me dispatch to so. That was how she started.
Wisdom.
She does not need 1 naira to start.
You have the phone.
If you see their videos, they have their corner where they do their videos. You will not even know that it's inside my store.
Wow.
If you see their videos, it's finer than Head Omirab's video.
Wow.
And you realize that these girls are selling and they are making money. Before you know what's up, most of all these girls will come and tell me, Ma, please, when next you are importing, we want to import with you. And don't forget that the only thing they needed to start that business was just their phone and data.
Honestly.
So
And that's the incredible thing. Because I tell people, like, you cannot be living in the kind of world we are currently living in and be complaining about being broke or not having anything of your own. As long as you have phone and you have data. That was just so brilliant what you said about your friend.
Bimola, do you know that my person, all these things I do on Instagram now, you and I know that my personality will not do it normally. Anybody that they will think that can do that, Bimola, I will give it to you because you are this house, you are whole house. Let me use it like that. But I don't stop doing all that.
So
but right now, I can do more. Like I can. Do you know it has not become? I've been so addicted that when I get to my store in the afternoon, no matter how bad it is, I'll make at least one video.
You see, because you are probably seeing results from it.
Exactly. So I realized that okay, this thing has been a selling point for me. And I realized that I just have to do it. How many hairs do I want to wear? Can I wear everything in the store? It's not possible. So one way or the other, I must sell. So if I must sell, so I realized that I have to do these things. You will see a lot of celebrities coming to shout on my page. I started for events. I remember December, I didn't have a break, not even for a weekend, throughout the month of December. Not because I like parties, but that is how they will get to know about Head Omirab. I realized that some people even think I'm into this Yoruba movie.
I think it's about time because I was about to ask you, like, where did you get all these Yoruba actresses from? Because, you know, a lot of them with millions of followers, you just see, like, I'm wearing a Domira and like, hey, Dupe has gone international.
So I just realized that, okay, fine, this is something I want to do. And see, Bimola, it has been our watchwords. And I know that's going to be working for you too. Anything worth doing at all is worth doing well.
Just show up.
I would rather not do it at all than not do it well. Just like when people talk about filmmaking, I said, okay, fine, I'm in the media industry. I'm so interested in filmmaking. But I'll not come and do filmmaking like the way they are doing filmmaking. I'd rather take my time, re-strategize, and bounce out. Than just doing it the way everybody wants it to be done. No, it doesn't work that way. So when it comes to
always for an appointed time. That's what the Bible says.
You know, so when it comes to people coming up to do business, I tell a lot of people, you can't afford to be broke. Not even in Nigeria. That's why they are complaining that dollar is rising and the people are broke, people are that. You still see people buying things now.
See, the tribe of Judah. Oh, almost 1.5 billion in that Nigeria economy. No money. Oh God.
So and I 6,500
like 5,000 naira.
5, babe, to go to the cinema.
6,500.
Yes.
Imagine, 6,500. They all 6 whooping 5.
So that's to show you that it is just about knowing what you want to do. Get somebody. See, you see those girls in my store. I have to now tell them that, guys, please come on Thursdays alone. Don't come every day.
They should even start paying for space. You know what? There's a guy that I watch on YouTube.
Okay.
He has a YouTube studio, and what he does is that he shoots, I think, twice in a week, and all the other days, people just come is if you are going to use just the space, I think $100. If you are going to use plus the equipment, $500.
And before
The guy
you
is
know
cashing
what, that guy is cashing out. So that's what I tell a lot of people: get serious with your life. You don't need so much money to start any business. It's not just about hair business. There is no business in Nigeria that you can't drop ship. I'm so sure of that. It's just for you to find the right channels.
Yeah.
So why not start that? Start coming to shout on Instagram. It's not just Instagram alone.
You
Meet your
just
church.
get that.
You know, meet your church members. Ma, I sell hair. Ma, I sell clothes. Ma, I have nice shoes for you. I'll send pictures to you, ma. Please make your choice, ma, and I'll deliver. See, the 2,000 naira you will make from each of them goes a long way.
Just be saving it.
See what you are doing. The 2,000 naira.
You can't even save. You have something to eat that day. You are at least
Exactly.
you know that something is coming in.
Exactly.
And I remember when I first finished uni, and how it always is now when you just finish and you're back from NYC and you don't even know you're applying everywhere. You apply for every kind of job, every kind of vacancy that you see. And one of the ideas that came to me was the fact that what your friend did, like go to boutiques, around and take the pictures of their clothes. You understand? So I think that's
Yeah.
just phenomenal. I don't think any woman, living in Nigeria, because I think Nigeria is one of the easiest places to actually start something of your own.
Yeah.
It is the easiest. There is no barrier to any entry, no barrier, honestly. And
Yes.
you
You can start.
can take advantage of that. Anybody
Yeah.
can take advantage of that.
But
Because,
you agree with me that it's not just in Nigeria alone. Even
sorry?
abroad, it's not just in Nigeria alone. Do you know that? Okay, let me give you an example, Bimbola. When I came around in August, the guy that picked
Yeah.
me up from the airport used his personal car
Hmm.
and he collected about £100.
Imagine.
So what are we saying?
Yeah. Exactly.
So one way or the other, people just need to understand that being proud unnecessarily, or you thinking you're better off another person or something, or
Yeah.
thinking, oh, I can't imagine doing this kind of job. Oh,
You
I
will be
can't imagine
hungry.
myself in all this kind of business. My darling, you will just
Yeah.
be there. That's the truth.
Yeah. That's the truth.
So
That's
people
the truth. That's
to
the truth.
understand
Hmm.
that part too.
Hmm. I think that's really encouraging, for any woman watching this, the fact that you can actually build, because that's one thing I always tell people. Like, when you tell people, oh, okay, when people tell you they want to start a business, they are looking for capital, they are looking for money. I'm like, you got it all wrong.
You
You
don't need
got it
1 million naira
upside down.
to start any business. No,
You
I
don't
just
need
feel people
shish.
are doing that.
You just need to use this thing that is up here. Find the people that have the goods. Find the people that needs the goods and be the bridge between them. Shikena,
That's it. You're there.
shikena. That is all. You don't need anything, and just earn your own commission on that. And
Exactly.
if you can master that middleman role very, very well, you will go a
Well,
long way. You
and you
would
know
go
the
a
funny thing, you know that middleman role will later turn you to a complete CEO
yes now, yes now.
because you're not paying for space. You're not concerned about how the product is getting
Like,
in.
you're
You are
you're not having headache because of importation.
you're just making cool money, and the money you're
You're
making,
not running after custom.
you're
You're not running
you're
after.
your data. So
All
what
you
are
you need is your data.
that's it.
Honestly, a lot of people, and one thing that and one of the insights that I gained recently is the fact that God daily loads us with benefits.
It
To
is just for
think
us to
about-
get those benefits.
No, wait now. God daily loads us with benefits.
Yes.
Do you know how much money we are leaving on the table every day of our lives when we don't even tap into the benefits that God has apportioned for us on the daily
Uh-huh.
basis?
True.
Just because we refuse to plug into the provision
Yes.
being
To unlock
made.
them. Yes. Yes. That's the problem with, see, I hear a lot of youths. God do not come down and help. You just have to help yourself.
Hmm.
If you hear people's stories of how they got into business, you'll be surprised.
Yeah. It's everything is not always a straight road, but like you said, you just have to start. If it is a business that you are interested in and you have been looking for who will give you capital, don't look for capital. Go and chat Jupe up. Go to our store. Hey ma, I want to start a business. Take pictures and post on your WhatsApp. Post it on your Instagram. And when somebody is
People in your
ready,
must meet your friends. Oh, my darling, this is what I do. Oh, this is what I do. Before you know what's up, your friends will start advertising your brand for you.
yeah.
That's why I said that you're affiliated to a good brand. So you're so sure of what you're selling. So that will really help you.
Incredible.
And
So, what words of empowerment do you have for a young woman in paid employment or that is looking for a job and is waiting for a rich guy to come and marry her and save her?
that question, you might be breaking some tables. See, the first question is a man an added advantage to you? Or you want a man to be the alpha and omega of your life?
Mm,
There are two different questions. Do you understand
mm,
that you can fulfill purpose without a man? Do you
mm,
understand that you can be an added value to the man's life?
mm,
Before I
mm.
met some couple of girls in their 20s, and when you ask them, what do you do now? Ma, I'm married.
Voila.
So, come to think of it, are you a baby factory machine that you just want to get married and start making babies?
Mm, mm,
That is your purpose.
mm,
That was what I talked about. That was about you fulfilling purpose. So that was what I talked
mm.
about, you knowing your value as a woman. For crying out loud, for now, Lakija is a woman. Ibuka Washika is a woman.
Hmm.
So what you can be better than those women? What makes you and I think that we can aspire to be better than them?
Hmm.
Sarah Jo is a woman. A whole lot of them that we can keep mentioning names. We can keep mentioning names. And they are all happily married. But the truth is, are they having values or not? Yes. So if your priority is marriage, that means you are not looking forward to adding values.
Mm, 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 mm.
That means you want a man that will be your alpha and omega. And the day he comes back from work, you break the TV in the house. He will tell you the story how the TV was bought without your input.
Welcome. Mm, mm.
So these things we really need to understand it.
Yeah.
What exactly do you want to do?
Mm,
Who are you? Like I used to ask myself, who is Dupe Ojo?
mm,
When FFA said something sometimes ago, she said it is not all women that a man can slap.
mm, mm,
I just
mm. Funke
ask them
Adejumo.
in the room, you bought it, he won't be able to slap you. So you
Mm,
really need to understand all those factors of life too, and know that
mm,
you are in paid employment. If that is where you want to be, do your work very well, do it diligently. The Bible says he that is diligent in his work will sit among kings and not among men. So that
yeah.
means the Lord is already telling you that when you are doing something, and it is that same Bible that said anything your hand finds doing, do it well.
Mm-hmm.
So the
Yeah.
scripture
Yeah.
is so complete. So if you know
Very
that,
well.
yeah, I want to do this business, it is what I'm doing, do it. And if you know that it's for you to marry a man to be your alpha and omega, I wish you all the best. But basically, it won't take you anywhere.
Mm,
I tell a
mm,
lot of people when it comes to I want to get married, I'm in marriage, it takes values.
mm.
Every human being, I'm not even talking about men now, every being that the Lord has created appreciate values.
Yes.
Before like you're my cousin, but if we don't align, if I don't see values in you, we won't stick. That is the truth.
How
Let's be
many
honest with
cousins
ourselves.
do I talk
We
to?
talk to all of our cousins.
How
It's
many
not
cousins do I
because
talk?
anyone, it's not because anyone is proud. It's not because anyone is
Right, but
better.
alignment of values.
Exactly. So values is so important in all of these things.
Yeah.
brother that is making money, and when you talk to him about marriage, he will tell you he's not ready, not because he's not man enough, but because he knows what is because he knows what he wants out of life. So people need to understand all these certain things. That value is extremely very important. It's not something we joke with. So as a woman, you are in paid employment. Please do your job diligently. The right man will come. I tell a lot of people when it comes to this thing called marriage, I'm sorry to tell you that love and affection is not enough. By the grace of God, come this October, I'll be 10 years in marriage.
Woo!
So I believe that I can speak about marriage.
Yeah.
You realize that love does not have anything to do with marriage. That is the honest truth. You will get to love yourself more. I can't be sleeping with you on the same bed for 10 years and I won't love you. It's not possible. But what are the values you are bringing into the marriage?
Yeah.
Are you just do you just want to be a wife? Or you want to be somebody that your husband will be so proud of? No man is proud of a woman that doesn't give values. And when we talk about values, you give values in different aspects of life.
Yeah.
But don't see any man as your alpha and your omega. No, it doesn't work that way. No. So my advice to young ladies or upcoming girls that wants to settle down, that are not doing anything, find something. Your man will love you when he realizes that you are not somebody he can slap. Thank you.
With these few points of mine, I hope I've been able to convince you and not confuse you that you need to get a life and stop waiting for somebody else to give you.
Get a life.
It's very, very important, honestly, on a more serious note.
The truth is, your man will even be proud of you. If there's any word like proud, he will be so proud of you. You will be very, very proud of you. Man feels good when they tell them, that is my wife. You don't know.
Yes, now. That's my wife.
You know, even the guys that are very rich, you realize that they are doing something. No matter how, when we talk about even the wealthy ones, you realize that they don't have full housewives. You realize that they still have something that is bringing money to them, because even all these rich people, they want more. So
yes, no.
Of it that we are upcoming. So why would you think that you don't want to do something very good? Why
21st
would you think for you just to get married? My sisters, please. I'm begging you.
I'm begging you, please. Have your own.
Like, have your own. See, your own money is sweet to spend. That's the truth.
How much is your own money?
You don't need anybody's approval. You know that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And when a man is even behaving for the fact that you have your money, we're gallant.
Yeah.
Like even the man will not be able to misbehave. That is the truth.
True that. And you know, to add to that, one thing that I always tell people is the scenario that I always use is the fact that if you say you don't have anything, even that which you have will be taken from you and be given to the person that is making good use of the one that they've been given. So God didn't create you to come and fill up somebody's house and come and be furniture or decoration. Do you know how much God invested in actually creating a human being? Do you know the mission of your existence?
It's just about you to unlock your purpose.
There is the mystery. If you understand the mystery of your existence, then you will not tie your entire purpose and existence to, oh, I want to be married. That is all I want to do.
No. I want to be a wife, and to the glory of God, I'm a wife. A very good one at that. As in, let me see my I wish my husband is at home. I'd have asked him to come and talk about me. I'm a very good wife. Everybody knows. I love my husband to the core. But at the same time, I still want to be Dupe Olajide before I became Dupe Ojo.
Yeah.
So people need to understand that part. There's something my husband used to say. My husband used to say, the fact that you are married does not take Dupe away from you. So people just need to understand. So even if your man does everything for you, it does not mean that you still need to do something. I've seen my husband tell me one day that okay, this is the way he puts the word. He said, even if the only thing you do with your money is to spend it on yourself, I am fine.
Yeah.
So that means that you just have to do something.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just sit and be a liability. No, it doesn't work that way. No, no.
And to add to that,
Okay.
when you do decide on the man that, okay, so if you now, sisters, let's talk straight now. If you now do decide,
Big
you know,
sis, you
to
want to tell her
understand,
for you. Bimbola Stella is
to understand,
also in the UK. She's based in the UK, so I can see her here.
all
She's my
right,
big sis.
beautiful challenge.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Big sis, you want
So if you
yeah,
do
I'm with you, Bimbola.
decide to adhere or listen to this, you know, advice of find something to do that is your own and make good use of your talents, of your purpose, find your purpose and all of those things. In addition to that, don't now go and fall for a man that will not allow you to continue to thrive in purpose. That is the flip side of it.
Bimbola, see, when it comes to that, I tell a lot of people, it is only God that can give you the grace not to fall into the wrong of the wrong man. That is one.
Mm-hmm.
Second, I tell a lot of people, when it comes to finding life partner, you have to be extremely patient. And
Exactly.
you have to read between the lines.
Yep.
Before I got married, Bimbola, I'm always saying it. I'm dating you, and you just said to me, I will slap you. That is the end of the
No.
relationship. Because
It should not even cross your mind.
the man that tells you I will slap you will definitely beat you in.
Let's have good plans.
So a lot of people, when you see men turn out to be monsters, ask their wife, that's
Times when
signals.
the signals would
They would
always be there. True that.
have signals. Then I tell a
That.
lot of people, see, for me, I remember Pastor Reverend Sube Affair when I was in the uni. I can't forget that word. He told me when I was in the uni. He said, don't marry a man that does not have a proper upbringing.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because you will see
Proper
the
upbringing.
husband of your husband
Hmm.
in your marriage. So I tell a lot of people, if you marry a man that his upbringing is difficult and you have not seen him change, or maybe
Or
okay,
you-
it is not his fault, it was just circumstance of life, and he
hmm.
has come to realize working in alignment with what God wants him to be. Trust me, is a good one. But there are some men that believe that beating a woman is the right thing. You are just trying to teach your wife. There are
That's the template
men
that
that
they
feel
were.
if I slap my woman and I'm only correcting her. So those are the things you really need to look out for in a man.
Hmm.
So I tell a lot of people when it comes to finding a good man, the first thing is the grace of God.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible says it's not be that willeth or be that runneth. It is just of God that showeth.
Yes, so
Ask
mercy.
of God. It is not
Hmm.
how long you date a man self that will determine how good he is.
At all, oh,
It's not how
Bibo.
you might date
Hmm.
for 10 years and still not know his personality.
Hmm.
So the first thing is, sorry that I'm being a bit spiritual,
Ah.
but the first thing is pray about it. Go through whatever you believe in. Are you an Ifa priest? Ask your Ifa. Are you a
Mm-hmm.
Muslim? What's the way you pray? Are you a Christian? Ask about it. Be sure that you have direction.
Hmm.
If you have a clear direction, because I tell a lot of people when it comes to this marriage thing, truthfully speaking, marriage can make you, and at the same time, marriage can break you. So
Yeah.
you have to be very, very sure that you are marrying the right man. And when it comes to choosing a life partner, it takes the grace of God. Another thing is have your money. We call it vex money. That kind of thing. Oh, the man offends you, you have money to sleep in an hotel, and he knows that you can afford to sleep in an hotel. But it means behave dollar.
Hmm.
Do you understand?
And
But
just the way they say have vex when you are going on a date.
exactly. But when the man knows that, oh, your life is tied to his own, hey God, you are sitting on a bomb that is about to explode.
The ticking time bomb.
It's gonna explode. It's gonna explode big, real big, real big. So
Wow. Wow.
that
That was insightful. Insightful.
and
So we are getting to the end of of our conversation, and I'm just wondering, like,
Bola
we've
will
spoken
release me. Thank God. Tomorrow is Monday.
we've spoken about business, we've spoken about relationship and all of that, but there's probably someone watching this, and they've suffered trauma, shame, heartbreak, they've been cheated upon, violated, everything in between, the whole 9 yards. What transformative words do you have for them at this moment, in this moment and time?
I'm only going to say everything in 2 sentences or one. I'm sorry that will be a bit spiritual.
No problem.
God can heal a broken, give him the pieces.
Hmm.
I'll take it again. God can heal a broken heart. Just gather the pieces and give it to him. See, I tell a lot of people, no matter how close we are, no matter how connected we are, it is difficult to find your happiness in another person.
At all. True that. Very.
And in all of this, always remember that we are all human. Remember, like, if I hurt you today, not because I want to hurt you, you have only been hurt because I might know that what I did is not right. I might not even know that it's not right. Some people don't even have conscience. So in all of this, the first thing is always remember that we are all human. The second one is God can heal a broken heart. Please gather your pieces and give them to God.
Fantastic. Fantastic. So, on a final note, what are your 3 greatest life lessons?
Um, the first one, don't look down on anyone. Mola, we seriously don't know what tomorrow holds. The child of a billionaire today might turn out to be a zeronaire tomorrow.
True.
Let's take an example of the Abiola's family. And at the same time, a nobody today can become somebody tomorrow.
Yep.
Secondly, anything you cannot help, let it go. Thirdly, know that you cannot always have everything in life. Contentment is the best of them all. Once you are contented, you won't find yourself in things you are not supposed to do. Or once you have it at the back of your mind, there's something my mother used to say. My mother will say it in Yoruba. She will tell you that I really let mama bar the young mama bar right. What I mean
in the middle
is no matter what, you will always be in the middle. It is either somebody is richer than you and somebody is a bit below
and
you.
you always middle point for everybody.
Say for instance, Otedona just makes back the billion. So what are we now saying? For 3 or 4 years was not there. So that's to show you that fluctuates. So you always meet yourself. So if you have those 3 things at the back of your mind, you live a very fantastic life.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Wow, this has really been refreshing and insightful. So where can we find you online? How can people reach you, to buy hair, to
Find
become
me
to start
everywhere. You
business?
can find me on Instagram at Edomirab. You can find me on Facebook at Edomirab. Okay, for professionals, you can find me on LinkedIn at Modupe Ojo. What else? Yeah. Those are the places you can find me. But please find me with money. You don't just come and look for me. I love money.
I like that. Find Modupe Ojo with money. Don't just come and find her.
Don't come.
Buy hair from Modupe Ojo. Go and pick something nice from her store. She has lots of nice hair.
Instead of that we're not able to connect with my
Your page.
with Grab's account, yeah, but it's fine.
Strong thing.
So we're coming back again.
That's wonderful. So
Thank,
thank you, Dupe, for coming on Life Lessons with Queen Billion. It's been lovely to have you.
thank you,
And thank you for all
Bimbola.
the insight
It's
that
been a
you
beautiful time.
shared. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a very beautiful time. Thank you so much, Bimbola.
Let me release you now.
Bye.
Bye, love. Bye. Hi, guys. Thank you for watching Life Lessons with Queen Billion today. And I hope it's been worth your while. It's been very, very incredible listening to Modupe Ojo, from hair business to life lessons. And, those nuggets were really powerful. Until next time, I am Abimbola Victoria Oluyide, and I am signing out. Take care.